It should be working now.
Can you hear us?
That's a guaranteed
All right.
yes.
Can you hear us now?
Hi. What is up, peoples? How are you all doing?
Can you
Welcome
hear me
to
now?
another
Can you
live
hear me now?
DFV.
Live stream. DFB live stream. Ooh. So guys, today.
Okay, I can hear you now. See, I knew I fixed it.
I know, he
There's
did.
something happened. What's up, Queen Princess? How y'all doing?
Hi QP. Say hi everyone.
I say hi already.
Oh, you are a mess.
Excuse the mess. I had to
We-
deal with 3 kids all day and do laundry, so I just.
And
It was
sorry we're late,
laundry
guys.
day.
We were eating dinner because we've been like on the late show today. So we apologize. But today we wanted to do a little Throwback Thursday story time. So me and Nick are just going to tell you guys some random stories that happened in the past that we thought were funny and we wanted to share with you. So, hi Daniel. Hi Growing Roots. So first story was, do you want to see?
These dogs are just begging so hard
I
right
know.
now because the kids
They are.
have food in the back and they want the permission to eat it
I know.
because the kids aren't sitting there in front of their food eating it.
What's up, Tyler?
So,
Yeah. All right, dogs.
yeah.
Outside. Go outside. Go outside.
Uno momento, por favor. What's up, Tyler? What's up? I'm guessing you hit 50 followers.
There, Layla. There, Layla. There.
No.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Am I right? Did I win?
I know another story. Okay, you start with your story that you wanted to share.
No.
Okay.
Our stories, let's see, last summer. Not last
No.
summer, but like our best summer.
5.
Why'd you leave the thing crying? I was gonna have this big
Oh,
one.
great.
I need 4 more supporters until my goal. Okay.
Woo.
We'll go support Daniel if you're not.
Okay, so story time. It was when I was just rarely pregnant with Aiden, like I was maybe 2-3 months pregnant.
Yeah, it was 4th of July weekend or the weekend before 4th of July. One of the two. First time we ever went to the lake here's in New Mexico.
Yeah.
In New Mexico. We were brought there by one of my good friends, Monty. He brought us there.
He had
brought
these 2 jet skis.
2 jet skis, yeah, that we were.
I had never ever been on a jet ski, by the way.
This was at Elephant Butte in Elephant Butte,
Here in New
Mexico.
Mexico.
Yeah, Elephant Butte here in New Mexico.
So anyway, we never been. I was never on a jet, and then I was all prego, and so we were going so fast, and was that it was so fun that, and then these guys, I'm all pregnant, right? Pregnant, 2 months. And him and his friends would just stay up all night, just laughing and talking and being loud. And I was so angry.
Yeah, we probably drank all through the night. I ain't gonna lie. This is when I was a drinker.
Hi, Michelle's mini vlogs.
I was a big drinker.
No, please. I'm trying to talk big. Whoa.
Jet skis are fun though. You
Yeah.
throw yourself off of them. Didn't hurt because you're in the water.
It was so much fun.
The
Then-
Butte though, that's a pretty dry. Well, not dry, but deserty lake. What's up? Your thumb. Oh, don't take that off your thumb. It's turning
So
blue.
then this other time,
Hey.
alright. I know Michelle's mini vlogs. So I had just gotten my first apartment, like by myself, on my own, and I didn't even have a car at the time. My friend gave me her bike. Like, she gave me her bike, and she's like, here, like, go ahead. It's not being used. So I would always ride my bike to work, and it was like a long ride. Uphill, horrible.
Both ways.
Both
No,
ways,
just kidding.
back and forth, right? One day, I get home after work, and I put the bike away on the patio, and Nick's with me, like he had just gotten to my apartment.
Yeah, we're just chilling.
We're just hanging out, like, mind you, we're in the dining room, like, right here.
Right
the
there, the
patio is
patios.
right here. The door's open. It's open to my patio.
Was it open?
Yes, my door for inside was open. And the way the, like, apartments were built, like, so the outside, like, you know, around to get into the inside of the apartment, you could jump over into someone's balcony very easily. Very easily, right? I had just gotten home. Mind you, I always locked up that bike. Always locked it up. Always. I had just got home and he was there. I put it outside on the patio and I was like, we're here. It's right there. Then someone just hops
Yeah,
over.
there's a group of two of them. There's a group of
He
two
sees
of
this
them.
part because my back was this way. So he saw someone jump into my patio, get the bike, throw it over the other side of the balcony
To another person.
And then I just remember him getting up all fast.
Yeah,
and I'm
I chased him down for a while, and I was gonna throw a rock at him, but there's too many cars around. I didn't want to be like the guy that missed and hit a car. I didn't have money, so. But yeah, I chased him down. Then I got in my truck. Got in my truck and went driving after these guys, and I found the guy that didn't have the bike.
I know.
But what am I gonna do with the guy that didn't have the bike?
But how messed up,
I
right?
probably could have went to the flea market and bought it back though.
Oh, I know.
I saw the Albuquerque number. Just steal my bike. Why don't?
Another story.
You know what?
What story?
That looks like your old bike, the one that we got back.
You know what? Don't even no joke. No joke. It does, right?
Yeah, if you
What
think
if
about
it came back full circle?
Oh, that's crazy. But it was
What,
free.
right?
It was free. We got a free bike though just recently.
Yeah,
we were talking about.
Freeway.
We got bikes for these kids too early, I guess, because they didn't like to ride them.
Yeah.
Now they kind of like to ride them, but now their seats have their bikes have been torn up and
Messed up.
weather worn and
Yeah.
whatnot. Not only from the kids but the dogs as
I
well.
know another story.
But so they have bikes, and we've always wanted a bike, and someone I guess got evicted or moved out or whatnot.
Nick
knows?
yeah.
And I'm a hoarder.
He just goes and gets stuff from the
There was a bike. There was a bike at the dumpster, and I went and grabbed it. I was like, oh, it just got flat, so we can go buy some tubes. It'll be good. Because I looked at it, and I was like, whatnot. Well, then we filled it up the tires. The tubes were good. Everything's good on the bike. It works perfectly fine. The only thing is the handlebars are a little loose, but that just takes a little Allen wrench to tighten it. And we'll be good, but we got a free bike just out of nowhere.
Yeah, see, look. It came full circle. It's because you lost your bike. Here's another one the universe said. All right, another story.
Thank you.
Another story. Aiden's arm.
Hi, Michelle's Mini Vlogs. Welcome
I
to
know.
welcome. Yes, this is one of my random ones that are on in my wardrobe.
I love how
shirts.
we should have Nick fashion. Because
Nick
everyone
fashion.
always compliments this guy's on shirts.
I need to come up with my own
shirt.
shirts for you guys to be
I know.
complimenting on. I got my one shirt, but
So I know what story Aiden can tell how you have that cool scar on your arm.
you want to tell him how you got that scar?
Can you show him it? He's so strong, guys. Look at no. All right, so
Let's go like this. Is it that arm?
last year.
Right here? This one?
Hold on,
Right
let's
there?
tell
I don't know.
Aiden's story first.
I don't know if y'all can see it.
So last year, Aiden had just. Oh, you want
Oh,
to
you
tell
want
it?
to tell it?
All right,
Okay.
all right,
No,
all right.
I don't know how well you can see it, but it's
to
there.
the
Nice,
park
Tyler.
next to our house.
Mm-hmm.
Then I went down the sissy side, right in the sand.
He landed right in the sand
Right in
on
the
his
sand.
arm, like this, like hyperextended.
Hyperextended, and it popped right above his shirt, or right above his elbow.
Yeah,
Big one.
right there, right?
Mhm.
He had surgery.
Yep.
Huh? He had little pins. Look,
Surgery.
these little dots are from the pins
You wanna
that
get
were in
closer and
his
show 'em?
elbow.
You want to get closer and show him?
No.
No.
So he had to have surgery like the next day. It was crazy,
Yeah, he
but
was
he
in the
was
hospital
so
for what?
brave.
20, more than 24
Two,
hours.
yeah.
He was in the hospital for more than 24 hours.
He was so brave. I just remember I was working and Nick called me and he's like, "You need to calm down Aiden." And I'm like, "What?" And then Aiden got on the phone and he was hysterical. Nick's like, I think his arm's broken.
I didn't say I think. I said
No,
I know
yeah,
his
yeah,
arm is
he
broken.
did, yeah.
I said I know because I witnessed that. It was disgusting. It's like, let me think of an analogy. I don't know if any of you guys remember seeing Shannon Sharp's leg get broken live on football. I don't remember if you've seen, was it Anderson Silver leg? Like, you ever seen somebody's leg get... It's not pretty. All right, and we were at the
There's
park
so
next to our house, and I was having... I had, what would you call it?
And oh, on top of that, guys, he didn't have the car to take the kids to the hospital because that day I was like, I'll just take the journey, and I had the car seats, remember?
Yeah.
And so he didn't even have the car to go.
We had to call the fire department.
The fire department came, huh?
Yeah.
He was all wrapped up. I got here in 8 minutes. Like, no joke. I got here in 8 minutes. Like, he called me. I was on the phone. I went into my boss's office and I said, my son's on the way to the hospital. I gotta go. And I just walked out. Like, that's all that happened. And
she showed up before the ambulance did. Because she got there and he was in the car, and the ambulance was like, well, do you want him to go with us? I was like, well, it'd be cool for him, but no, we don't want to.
Oh, yeah. He was just
we
in the
got
back
this.
and
He's already had his arm cast. Well, not casted, but bent.
He was wrapped. Yeah, he was wrapped.
And he went all the way to the hospital. He was a big, brave boy. Everyone was so complimenting him on how.
You went in 2 ambulances, huh?
What's up?
Yeah. And I went to Dempsey, right?
Yeah. And then he went and played at the roof. I know.
Yeah. And he goes to that park almost every day still.
And then you went to therapy. Oh, yeah, he went to rehab, and you completed it super fast, huh?
Yeah.
Look, he can use his little pinchers now.
Oh, yeah, that was one of the things that it hit a tendon, so his fingers.
I got there so
These
fast,
3 fingers were just.
Yeah.
Like, he had issues with that, but now he has.
Oh.
He's good.
Oh, you want to pinch me? Oh, you're so strong. So, Scarlett, what was your story? Scarlett had a throwback Thursday story.
I don't have my ear in the car. Yes.
Oh, when you just hurt yourself in the car?
That's a good throwback. Earlier. It's just earlier.
Yeah.
It was throwback to earlier.
Let's
throw back to earlier this morning when Gugu woke up crying.
Oh my God! It was
baby
the cutest thing. So a couple nights ago, they stayed at their cousin's house, and they love their cousins. Oh, yeah, so fast.
They love their cousins.
Yeah. So they stayed the night. The next day, we picked them up. Oh, go tell them how you stayed.
Okay, what happened?
I stayed and I missed her.
She woke up this morning so sad.
So sad.
I'm like, did you have a bad dream? And she's like, no, I miss Yaya, who is her cousin. And she starts crying.
She started crying.
And I'm like, do you want me to call her? No. Do you want to go see her? No. Then why are you crying? 'Cause I miss Yaya.
And then when she got to see her this afternoon, she was pumped. She was
so,
excited.
And I said the bad dream.
You did have a bad dream. I knew something was up.
What are you dreaming about? Someone did that.
Oh no.
No, that's not
a good dream. Why didn't you tell me that this morning? This is news to us, guys.
News.
Like, breaking news down below.
Gugu had a nightmare.
A very vivid nightmare, I guess. Anyway, another throwback. Let's see.
Aiden, you got any stories?
Do you have any other throwbacks? What?
How far back? Name a year and I'll tell you a story from that year.
Yeah, let's do that.
I'll try and figure out a story that I can remember from the year.
Let's get some
That'll work.
there.
That'll get a story.
Yeah.
That's how I can think of stories.
That's a good one.
Because I gotta think of what time period and what story I want to give.
Oh,
that.
now
There's
I'm like
so
thinking. I'm like really
stories.
thinking in my head, like, okay, if they say this number or this year.
You can even just use like a broader statement, like elementary or middle or high school. You can just do like broader statements too.
All right, I'm down. Who's got a year for us?
Just memories. Throwback. Or you can tell us your throwback.
I remember a nut.
Why is our web advisor yelling at us? I don't know. It says web advisor. They're not stickers. What? Did you show them your cool glasses?
Oh yeah. Guys.
Your cool glasses.
We have a cool video coming out. Oh my gosh, you have so much sauce on your face from. We were eating
Whatever, that's
spaghetti.
blush. We put blush on Aiden before we started, guys. That's why he's got red cheeks.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you a year, and you tell me. I'm gonna say, a year.
A year. What year?
So 2004.
2004.
Google.
Let's see, that was 2 years before I graduated, so that makes me what?
No, you.
Sophomore?
Way long before I knew you.
Mama, why you put Aiden at the down on the
So
floor?
back sophomore year in high school.
No.
See, I don't know if I want to tell that story.
No, Google.
I was a bad kid.
He was a bad kid. Oh,
Well, in high school, I played, so, I don't know about
Family
y'all.
friendly.
I don't know about y'all, but I played trading card games. All 3 of them in high school. Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Pokemon. I ain't gonna lie about
I
that.
never played gaming.
I played all of them. I was good at them all. I enjoyed them all. I still would play with them all, but it's an expensive habit. Almost as bad as smoking.
Do
I
you
mean, it
want
costs
to
as
do
much
the
as a
Sour
pack of
Head
cigarettes
challenge on live
for a pack of cards.
camera? Another story would be, okay, so after when Aiden was born and he was like 1.5, that's when we were like, we kind of wanted
Eating
to,
sour heads like
I
nothing.
know. We wanted to try for another baby, but I was on birth control, and this is the story. I'm throwing it back. And so I got off birth control, and I was like thinking, oh, it'll take, 6 months till, I probably even get pregnant. Like, I'll probably have to get back in the root, like, my body back in the cycle, everything.
What's up, Ribo?
Hi, Ribo. And so then I was in denial. Like, I knew, I had a gut feeling like, oh, I think I'm pregnant. Like, I think I'm pregnant. But I was like, no. And then I don't want the sour. I'm doing this. I don't want to be.
Totally should do the sour. Tell your story and do the sour.
And then, oh, guys, my mouth is starting to like water.
It's because it's trying to protect you already.
Yes, because I haven't. These are extreme sour heads.
My wife is perfect shirt. It's right there. The Got Chile. How come no one complimented on that? The sour hit.
I can't hot. Oh my god.
It's a warhead, an atomic warhead. Those candies.
Oh my god.
You take out the sour.
I think there's still some sour, but good luck. Okay, I don't even know what I was saying, guys.
You were talking about how quick you
I was
got
in
pregnant.
denial. Yeah, I got so pregnant. So
pregnant.
So fast, I meant.
She got so
and
pregnant.
then, like, I was in denial, and then I ended up having to take the test and came out positive. And I was so, like, nervous and scared to tell everyone, which I don't know why. Because with him, I wasn't scared or nervous to tell anyone. Whew. Why did I take this back?
Because you forgot. I'm
So,
on
yeah.
a mission. Mission from God.
What's another? I'm not taking. You take the sour off. You want it, you have to do it. Your primo did it all good.
All
like
good.
good.
Nothing. All good, eh?
All good, eh?
All good. You
Billy Crystal,
look
anyone remember that?
marvelous, Billy Crystal.
I was born late 80s. Rival, do you want to shout out a year or
I don't
type
know,
out a year
Billy
that you
Crystal,
want us
let's
to go
see.
back?
I know Billy Crystal from
Go just put it underwater. That
City
works too.
Slickers, but I don't know the You Look
Just put it underwater.
Marvelous.
And you look marvelous.
No, Billy Crystal, though, I do like City Slickers. You remember City Slickers?
I love you.
Did you ever watch? You never watched City Slickers? You never watched?
He always does this. He names these crazy movies.
That's
and I'm
not a
like,
crazy movie, guys.
No.
No.
And he gets all mad at me.
You've all seen City Slickers. Don't lie to me.
Maybe I have, but I don't remember.
It's the guy takes his family on a little like cowboy treasure hunt, and it's
no.
fake.
Never watched.
And then, but it actually turns out to be real. No.
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 Whoa. Okay, I
Suck
know.
the poison.
I know.
Suck the poison. Oh, sorry.
92. Let's see. I was 91. I was 3 years old.
1992. They said, okay, what's a good memory for
I was
1992? 3?
I can't remember.
92. Let's see. If you were 3, I was what, 5?
Yeah,
That
5.
puts me in Clovis, New Mexico.
So he was 5. It's crazy. To
Barely in the States for like 2 years. Clovis, New Mexico.
Oh yeah, because you were in England.
Yeah, I came from England.
He was born in England.
C5, can I remember anything?
Mom,
Kindergarten,
I put
preschool.
8
I can't remember anything from that age. I just know where I
Mom.
lived.
I got all the cell
I don't know if that was
92.
the age that I jumped off a bed with a pole in my mouth and cut my tonsils. I don't know if that was that age.
Oh, you should tell them that story.
Well, yeah, I was just playing with. I got 2 older brothers. We were just
This is
playing
a
in.
good story.
So we all lived in one bedroom. This was in Clovis, New Mexico. We all had one. We lived in the huge bedroom. Even though it was a 4-bedroom house, all 3 of us kids were in the 1 bedroom. FYI, I have to mention that. We were all in the 1 bedroom. And we were just fighting and playing around like kids do, goofing around. Alright, so we had bunk beds. And on the bunk beds, they had these like plastic rail guards that came apart. There was like 3 rails next to each other. And yeah, anyways, we took them apart and we were using the rails as swords. Smacking each other with the rails. And while I'm on the top bunk, and I decided I'm going to jump down from the top bunk. I didn't know where to put the sword. I decided to put it in my mouth longwise like a
Dummy.
dummy. I jumped off the bed and next thing you know, I'm bleeding. But my mom just.
Like.
It could have been totally horrible. Every time I go to the doctors, they always ask about these, like, oh, you got some scarring back there.
Like.
So we met. That's in our Q&A blog, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
But
we can tell him.
We can tell you.
All
That's
right.
a good throwback.
We were
we were working forever together.
We were working. He says this. Okay,
we were working forever together.
Tell your side of the story.
Exactly.
All right.
I work drive-through. Because I have the bomb. I always worked drive-through headset, made drinks, and drive-through headset at the same time. We worked at Sonic, FYI. Sonic Drive-In, happy hour, blah, blah, blah. That's when I was working. Like, I always worked, like, 2 to, I don't know, like, 8-ish. And I think she was always working, like, 8 to 2. Like, she was getting off at the end of happy hour as I was getting on at the beginning.
Yeah, so it was always during the
So,
shift,
like,
so I didn't pay attention.
She was we always worked during the super hyper fast time together, basically.
Super fast.
But, she was the person who handed our food all the time and helped me with my desserts all the time.
I don't remember
But
any
she
of
cannot
this.
remember any of me.
This.
She cannot remember me. Anyways, one day it was slow. She's finally working like a night shift or something,
Yeah,
picking up extra hours or some bullshit. I don't know why.
Shift,
and
I
complimented her on her eyes that
well,
I knew were fake. Not really. I just had.
All right. So now that's where my start.
Let's go for it.
Okay? So that's his story. I don't remember him at all. I'm sorry, babe. I don't remember you until this moment. Okay.
She doesn't remember
Till
all
this
of my
moment.
miraculous work I did.
I guess not. Okay.
See, that's how you can tell managers don't notice their employees.
I was busy busting my booty too. So then, go, hurry. Oh. So one night I'm making a shake, okay? So I'm making a shake, and it's like this small little aisle, right? And you literally have to go to the side to each other when you have to pass kind of aisle. And
What?
I just saw that. And so I'm making the shake, and I'm all busy, and I had purple contacts in my eyes. Purple.
Your sunglasses.
Like, and I'm like walking to the side, and he's like, "Are those your real eyes?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I was like thinking, "What the heck? They're not my real eyes. Who has purple eyes?" And then I don't know. After that, I was like, we kind of started talking.
The corniness worked.
The corniness worked, all right. That's when I first.
I'm a fisherman. I dropped my bait, and she bit.
I did. And then who who do you think made the first move, though, guys? I'm interested.
Well, they don't know the full
That's
story, so
true.
they. I mean, like.
Well, that's like kind of how we met, though.
I mean,
And
if you want to tell the full story,
Do you guys want to hear the full story?
you can tell.
I guess I can just tell the story. All right, all right. So then after that moment, I was kind of like ending a relationship, but we were still living together. We ended up finding out that we actually lived in the same apartment complex, but just like across the street.
Yeah,
from
I
each
just
other.
moved in with my brother after breaking up with a girlfriend I had for like 2 years.
So he was in a relationship that just ended. I was in a relationship that just ended. He said a corner line to me, reeled me in a little bit, and then we started hanging out. I remember you invited me to go see your apartment or something.
Who knows?
I don't know. And it was just an empty apartment, no furniture, no nothing. We were just hanging out on the floor.
Probably watch a movie on our 64. My brother's
You had nothing
61
yet.
inch TV.
There was nothing.
Yeah, the 61 inch TV was there. So that was it. That's all we
Oh
had.
yeah, I think so.
That's all we had was a 61 inch TV and the I think the Lazy Boy was there too.
Yeah.
But we weren't on the Lazy Boy. We were on the floor against the.
So we were just
Aw.
sitting on the wall, just sitting there, and I knew he was like liking me, kind of.
Liking.
And I was kind of like, okay, like you're cute.
Mama.
And what's up, Red Driver? And then I don't know, I just went in for the kiss and bam, started it all.
Shocked me.
Yeah, it did shock him.
I'm a homewrecker.
He wasn't
FYI.
expecting that. What
That's two. Thank you, Ray. Brand new. They were her old sunglasses that the dogs ended up
The
chewing
dogs
up.
got him.
So we got her some new ones, but
You want to show them your new glasses that you have now? Oh yeah, so cute. Oh my
I
god,
saw
your
that.
oldest son threw the
Yeah.
mother off into a toy box.
If my parents knew everything we did. So when we lived in, me and my brothers, after my parents divorced when I was 10, 11, we moved to Fort Leavenworth, Kansas. And that's a base in Kansas, and it's right off of the Missouri. And so there's a ton of creeks that run through the base of Fort Leavenworth because of the rain. It rains like crazy, and it all runs to the Missouri. And we would play in the creeks all the time. I can't even tell you everything. But yeah.
What would you and your brothers do that was so bad?
Well, it wasn't really that bad. Honestly,
Nothing.
I brought snakes home a lot. I brought
Ooh,
snakes,
how
frogs,
could you even touch a
insects. I used to. We used to go hunting for whatever we could find. Crawdaddies. We would find crawdaddies. We would look for the springs because there was actual natural springs there. So like we would find the natural springs. It was pretty fun. There was one area that was like like where our three creeks ended up hitting each other. So
It was, like,
it was
big?
deep. Yeah, it was big and deep and wade in, and we'd go swimming there. Turtles.
So let's see, another throwback for me.
Shoes, whatever people
Shoes.
lost. But when it rained there, oh my gosh, the streets would turn into rivers, and those you would not want to get near the creeks when it rained there because you would die. Just saying.
I remember
Just
this
saying,
one
you would
time in my hometown. It rained a lot, and the streets like flooded by my cousin's house. And me and her and my other friend
Two
were
more.
all there.
If you're not following Daniel, go do it.
Go follow Daniel. Let's get him to his goal, guys. If you're not following him, he's really cool. Go follow him.
Aiden did that to Scarlett.
When?
You
Turned the dryer on?
they were in it playing it. I don't know if it actually got on. They've done it. You were there when it happened.
I don't think so.
This is when we were
Maybe.
living at the.
Okay, yeah, maybe, yeah.
Jeez.
Sorry. So then, okay, hold on. So it rained a lot this one time, and it was like flooding the streets. And me
I
and
don't
my
think you turned
cousin
it
and
on
my
though. I
friend.
don't think they could, but they closed it.
Yeah, they probably closed it. We were like, let's just go splash in the stream, and we did, and it was so fun.
You didn't get washed away.
We kind of actually did. Like, so we started at the top of your hill, and we went down, and then we just kind of like stopped ourselves at the corner, and then we
Yeah.
got up.
Happens.
Yes, you do, Daniel. You do. Let's see.
Was that same concept? The street in front of our house would turn into rivers, and we would go. If it wasn't too bad, we would go out there and like ride it. We'd get like cardboard or whatever and just ride down the street because it was on a hill.
I never remember doing that.
We were on a hill and it would go down to a pool of water because it was like it was crazy. The bottom of the hill was flooded, so literally, and there was a little cul-de-sac at the bottom, and it would turn it into an island. So you would go down the water into the island. We also would like race down that hill because it was pretty steep.
Was it like a? Oh, I was gonna say. So you got really like fast.
Yeah, we built our own. We built our own homemade luge. Do you know what a luge is? Do you know what a luge is? Anyone know what a luge is? I want to see if someone can tell me what a luge is.
What's a luge?
If you know what a luge is, then we used to race that down the street of Fort Leavenworth all the time. There was 2 blocks. One block was up here on a hill. Probably the hills were probably at least 30 to 40 degrees grade. I ain't gonna lie about that. And then it would go down to another street, and then it would be our street with another hill the same way, and we would ride it down, turning. It was just crazy. We built it ourselves.
A luge? I don't know what a luge is.
Just give it a couple seconds.
I'm trying to think though. What could it be? So you rode it.
Yes.
Is it like a?
It's an extreme sport. We were really into X Games when I was a kid, like real big into it.
I have no idea. I'm thinking like a tube thing, but I don't think that's right.
It's kind of like they have the ice luge, but basically it's like a skateboard, but it's long and it has like a footrest, and you lay on it, and it has like arm rest, and you just lay on it. You just lay on it. You just lay on it and you just go, and you use your body weight to turn, and you have to use your feet to brake. It was fun. Box and salad. See.
Oh my God! You knocked your sister's front teeth out. Was it her baby teeth? Or wait, was it her older? Oh, her older. Was it her big teeth?
I don't remember why, but I was chasing my brother around the house. This is in Clovis as well. And every room in that house was separated. It wasn't an open floor plan like you see a lot today. There was doors between everything, between the dining room, between the den, between the family room, everything. And I'm just chasing my brother around the house. All the doors were open. When my brother decides to slam my door as I'm running through it, my head was down and I run right into a doorknob. Boom. And I swear, till this day, this dent on my head is from that shit.
He does have a big old bump on his head. Like, it's there. It's noticeable. It's there.
It dips.
You know.
I ran into the doorknob at pretty much full speed. It was pretty brutal. It's pretty brutal. Throwback to when this dog was a puppy.
Oh, he was a little poop.
He was a little scaredy weenie.
He was a poop.
Especially of her. She just had to open her mouth and would just walk by and he would
like
quiver in fear.
Okay, no, let me tell you.
But our friends made him like really like cuddle crazy. And, like we had friends that lived with us and they always kept him on his shoulder and he was tiny.
So Nick says this was Aiden's dog.
It is Aiden's dog.
But Nick was the one who wanted the puppy. But he was so tiny when you got him. Like
they tried to sell him as a corgi.
Yeah.
And I was like, let me see a picture of the parents. And they sent me 2 pictures. And I was like, yeah, that's a Chihuahua and that's a Dachshund. Like, that's a perfect corgi or that's a perfect Chiweenie. Don't get me wrong. He is a great specimen Chiweenie. Everybody say, Floki, you are a great specimen Chiweenie. Everybody. Tell him he's a great specimen.
You're a great specimen,
Chiweenie. Like his dad was purebred Chihuahua. His mom, or one of the 2, was purebred Dachshund. He's a good Chiweenie. Anyways, he was 80 big.
All right, another throwback Thursday is when I was
visiting my.
Oh my God, this little girl is so strong.
I went to sign up. Oh, yeah, Minnesota. My family's from Minnesota. I can tell you some.
Oh my God, that would be my fear for me. Yeah.
I can tell you some ice stories.
Oh my God.
We fell in our man's phone now.
Oh my gosh.
Told them, Mom.
That'd be so scary.
That was water. I
that
lost
would
a
be
couple
so
shoes
scary.
in the creek because of the mud.
I see that you're strong, my love. Put it down. Just trying to show you guys.
I never really went on the ice in Minnesota except for the up near my grandpa's house in Burnsville. They would go and flood the field. They would flood the football field with water every winter, so it would freeze over. And so like, and then they would get their own. They would have their own. What is
They
it
would
called?
create their own little pond, their skating ring.
Yeah, well, there was like a community skating ring they would create at the school with their own Zamboni. That's what I was looking for. Zamboni. That was the word I was looking for. Zamboni is what evens out the ice. It basically makes the ice a flat layer. So they would do that, and so yeah, they would have their own ice hockey rinks, and I've been on those type of ice hockeys, and I've been on ice in an arena. But no, up in Minnesota, they had the people who would go on the ice, and I wouldn't go on the ice, maybe like a foot. And then there were some ponds with ice I would never go on. Gugu, what? You are not cliffhanger. Dogs, I hope that was some good food.
I know.
I hope that spaghetti was bomb-alicious. You know, speaking of which, I'm going to go grab some food real quick.
Alright, so Aiden has a surprise for you guys. Something big happened yesterday, which you will see in an upcoming vlog. But he wants to show you what he got. And maybe he'll tell you his little story about yesterday.
I want to have a big one.
What do you want to tell him?
No, nothing.
Oh, well, Aiden has a surprise.
I don't have
Well, you go find a surprise.
Go find a surprise.
You can tell them the story behind it, like how did you get it? You have to show the camera right there. You want me to show it?
What you talk about?
Oh, okay.
So, Aiden recently accomplished something.
A big, big thing.
And one of the parents of the preschoolers he goes to is a photographer.
Mm-hmm.
It's
And was kind enough to take pictures of this for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And we were able to receive it yesterday. And he wants to show you the picture, so.
You want to show him?
Let's see, you gotta look down here
Look down here
as you're showing it up there.
There, we can see it good, I think.
Maybe a little up and a little closer.
Hold on, Aiden, let go. Let go.
Over to the.
So there's our handsome pre-K graduate. Isn't he so handsome?
I was 6 and I was riding my big wheel. I rode over a bee's nest.
Oh yeah, that's Gugu's picture. Show it. That's Gugu's picture that she got from her Nina. Huh? She loves it.
That's
I was
funny.
6 and I was riding my big wheel. I rode over a bee's nest on the ground. Ooh, I have a story now. Bees were attacking me like crazy. I ran to the house.
I'll let her tell a story because I've been talking a lot.
I had to take off all my clothes outside. I was horrified. Oh my gosh. Alright, so Ribo, I have a bee story, okay? This is a horrible bee story. Well, not that horrible, but it's like messed up.
I got tons.
I was walking home from school one day, and my shirt, it was a red shirt, and it had like a yellow, like flower from like Hawaii kind of thing. Hey, can you shh? I'm trying to tell a story. It's DFB. So I was walking home. My shirt, both sides had like a little flower, right? Well, this bee starts following me, like all the way from school. And it's just following me, and I'm like walking fast. I'm like ducking and weaving, but under trees, everything, walking like 3 blocks with this bee just taunting me and following me. And then finally, I'm like at the corner of like the hill of my house, and I'm like, I'm just gonna run home. Like I'm running home, and I run, and then it finally stings me in the shoulder right as I get home.
It's on camera. Watch this.
And oh, Bear.
Oops. I made him not go to the
So
but they're cleaning it up.
the bee ended up getting me, right? So I thought. Go inside, and I'm all mad. I'm like, oh my god, the bee was following me. The bee was still inside, and it got to my other shoulder. And I was like, what the hell? And it did actually sting me on this side, though. Not on this side, the one that I thought. But the bee followed me for 3 blocks.
3 blocks.
So that's my bee story. It was horrible.
Well, to top your like bee chasing you one, my mom will tell you this story too. She's told you the story. She'll back me up. I ain't lying about the story, but I don't remember how old I was.
I'm sorry,
I was probably
Rival.
around 6. I'm probably around 6, and I sat in an anthill.
Oh yeah, I remember this.
I sat in an anthill. I sat there for who knows how long, because I was covered in ants. Covered in ants. They probably didn't start biting me though until my mom freaked out, because like I was probably all calm and just letting the ants like walk on me like nothing, because like they want to attack you unless you attack them. I don't know because I don't think I freaked out right away.
Until you started feeling them all over, and then you're like, oh
I don't know what
God.
happened, but yeah, I looked like I had chicken pox, but I didn't have chicken pox. They were ant bites all over my body.
It was
All over my body.
Mama.
Ribo, don't worry.
Excuse me.
My mom wasn't a good parent either.
No, she didn't say good parent. Hated
Well,
being
I
a
know,
parent.
but same thing.
Saying you were a bad kid?
No, I wasn't a bad kid.
I don't think
Mama.
I'm just saying.
she hated being a parent.
Her mom
You
hated.
said
Yeah,
fire
my mom
and
probably
fire.
hated being a parent. Yeah.
You said
What?
fire.
Yes, they were fire ants.
Fire and
Fire ants.
sequences.
They hurt.
And Ezekiel find the fire and they went on Ezekiel and fight.
Oh my God, Aiden, what other story do you have from preschool? Can you tell us the story? He don't want to. He's shy.
My bee story though is when we used in Clovis too. When I was out, this was before my parents split, so I was like 7, 8 years oldish. There was a field that they were burrowing wasps, so I think they were tarantula wasps. I don't remember what they were, but they were those big black wasps. I don't know if you've ever seen them before, but yeah, there was a field of them, just full of them, and literally just flying around. So me and my friends, me and my 2 brothers and about 4 of our friends would go to this field that's full of these big old wasps with tennis rackets, baseball bats, basically whatever like thing we wanted to swing, because we would go there and we would just beat as many of these things out of the sky as we can. It was insane. We were insane kids.
Sorry, guys.
We were insane. We did some crazy stuff.
I was 10.
But-
I remember I was taking out the trash. There was a Chef Boyard 10 lid on the bottom of my toe. Oh,
Ow.
ow, wow.
My brother on the way to school,
Oh my gosh, sorry,
we were
sorry.
running late to school, stepped on a nail, went through his foot. That was insane.
I have another story. So one day I was maybe 8. No. I had to have been like 7 or 8. There, get down. 7 or 8, right? Me and my brother were running around in our house, and we had like a sectional couch that like curved, and one of the ends pulled out to a bed, right? And at the end they had like a part where like cups can hold, like on the other side of the couch, you know what I mean? So me and my brother were like playing, and we were like jumping on the bed and sliding, right? And I ended up jumping too hard or too fast or whatever, and I slammed my head right in the center into the like cup holder of the sectional, and I was bleeding so bad, like so bad. And my mom was at home. I don't remember where she was.
Hi, Caden's World.
And my brother Cisco was there, and he didn't know what to do. He was like freaking out, and then I ended up just like putting a washcloth on there, and I was just bleeding. I remember, and I fell asleep. The next day I woke up, and I just remember that I still had didn't go anywhere. I was like, they should have probably taken me into the hospital. But no, I didn't fall asleep. But I had a big old cut.
She's talking
Next
about how
day.
I could have died from
I
a
know.
tube in my mouth, and she over here talking about
Yes, we
how
both
she
had-
cracked her head open.
We both had close encounters.
Close encounters.
Caden's World. Hi, Caden's World.
What else? Let's see.
When Scarlett's like labor. Oh, I guess no.
Oh yeah, no. Another thing is when I was a kid. I am glad you are okay. It's dangerous to fall asleep.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can't believe it. Thankfully.
No, another thing when we were a kid that my parents still talk about and are still amazed that we did was we used to go fishing for wolf spiders.
Didn't you just tell that story?
No,
Oh.
that was how I told that I sat in an anthill.
No, you just told that one. This one.
Wait, did I tell you about the fishing for wolf spiders?
I thought
Anybody?
so. I
Anybody?
thought you
Tell
just
no. Tell her. Did I tell you the story? Somebody refresh this lady and
pretty
ask.
Sure he just talked
I did
about
not
this.
talk about fishing for wolf spiders.
Okay, continue with your story and I'll see if I'm right or you're wrong.
Anyways, I don't know if you guys know what wolf spiders are, but here in New Mexico, or at least down in Clovis where we live, they were very common. And they are burrowing spiders, so that means they build their nests in the ground. And the way you find them, is there's basically a little tube, like a little finger-sized tube of grass or spider web or whatever that goes straight to the ground from wherever they are. It almost looks like an irrigated hole.
You didn't tell the story.
Anyways, so what we would do as kids, we would get sugar. You have to get sugary gum, okay? Not mint gum, not original. You have to get like something fruity, like something really sugary. Something really sugary, and you get it, you chew it up, you put it on the end of a string, and you would slowly drop it down into this wolf spider's hole. Okay? So you have this gum at the end of the string going down into this wolf spider's hole, and you're just sitting there dangling, kind of tapping it up and down, and it kind of nudges against the edges, and triggers the wolf spider. The wolf spider comes running up and bites into the gum. It bite right into the gum. And so it bite right into the gum, and as it's biting into the gum, all you do is slowly pull it out the hole, because now it's stuck into the gum. And so now you have this wolf spider that's literally, wolf spiders get about this, they get about that big, like, in size. Their body is probably about that big, at the biggest. They can get pretty, they get pretty big.
And why would you catch these things?
We were kids and we were bored. this is what we did when we were kids. We would be outside. Okay, we were outside kids. We were outside kids until Nintendo was created, or until Nintendo was
Are they the ones that
brought
hide and jump out and attack the other insects?
I don't think so.
I don't know. I've never heard of these wolf spiders.
No,
That's
wolf
crazy.
spiders actually hunt.
Layla, get down.
But they also, like, if anything tries to go, like, lots of insects will fall into their hole. I don't know. You'd have to look it up entirely, but they can get pretty big. But we go fishing for them. We collect like 2 or 3 of them, and then we were just torturous little kids, and we would take them to an anthill, and we would dump them in the anthill. Yeah, we were pretty bad. It was me and my 2 older brothers. Yeah.
What a bull.
Yeah, it was. I mean, the whole catching the whole fishing for wolf spiders was a crazy thing. Like I'm telling you, my aunts and my parents will talk about it sometimes. That's some crazy stuff.
I don't know if I have another.
Or like we used to one thing that was cool was learning about ants too, because there was ant hills everywhere in Clovis, everywhere. And black cats weren't illegal. And yes, we were kids, and we had our own black cats, and we would take them and we would go to ant hills and stick them in the hole and light them. What was crazy is how these ants would, as soon as the fuse was lit, one of them would go up there and sacrifice itself and put it out.
The ants would?
Yeah, the ants, they would every time you lit the fuse, they would run up there and put it out. So it became to the point where if the fuse got too low, you just have to get rid of the if you didn't want to explode yourself.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
another one. Okay, I have a cool one. So I was little. I was maybe had to have been in like 1st or 2nd grade, doing the dishes. Scarlett's doing the dishes because she's a big girl. She says.
My beer dishes. I'm sorry.
So I was maybe in the 1st or 2nd grade, and we had this dog, and his name was Blackie. And he was my first dog ever. And he would walk me and my brother to school, and then he would wait for us to go inside, and he would wait outside, and he would make sure we were inside. And then he would come and pick us up after school, and walk us back home, and he was always there, always there, always there. And then There's this one time me and my mom went, I don't even remember what happened. My mom went like walking somewhere and he followed us and then he waited and then ended up taking us back home all like good, like instinctual. And then he kept walking us back and forth and I remember one day like he didn't take me to school and he didn't get me from school and I was so sad. When I got home, he was just lying there like all sad in the shade, and that's when I knew he was like passing away. But he was the best dog ever, and his name was Blackie. Is everyone afraid of spiders, snakes, etc.? I'm always the one to the rescue the bug and let it outside.
Yeah, I'd say now I'm not really scared of them. I just don't care for them, and spiders I'm good with them as long as they don't just don't let me see them.
Yeah. Like be there killing all the other bugs for us.
Do what you do. Just
don't
try and chit chat. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I just don't want you to chit chat with me. You can occupy the corner of that empty closet or that space that I never go near as much as you want. I don't care because that's where you're living. Just don't come out of it.
What other stories?
Just stinks that when we move, oh my god.
You can tell them how we let your parents know how when we were pregnant.
The whole tram.
Yeah.
Going up. I don't know. Why'd they take us up there in the first place?
I don't know.
I don't know. They came up to visit. They came up to visit here in Albuquerque, and we have a tram. I don't know if you've heard of the Albuquerque tram. First time we ever went on it. And we were with my parents.
No, we were going to tell them, like, this was the plan. Like, we were going there, we were going to go out to dinner, and we knew that we had to tell them, because I was already kind of showing, not really showing, but, like, it was going to happen. Sooner or later, it was going to happen. And so we were like, we had to tell them, and I was, what, April, May, June, July. I was, like, maybe 3 or 4 months pregnant, and we get there and I'm all nervous and we're like we ride up the tram. Mind you, he does not like heights. Like
I am scared of falling.
Yeah. And the tram goes high. I don't even know what 7. I don't know.
It's
high. I
one of the
remember.
longest trams. I think that's what it's like known for as being like super long. It's pretty high off the ground. I'd say I don't know. Bad at guesstimating this, but I'm going to say somewhere between 100, 200 feet on the ground.
We will tell you when we take you when we reach a certain amount of people. Anyway, so we get to the top, and I'm all nervous. We're all nervous. And then me and Nick didn't really, like, plan out how we were going to say it. Like, we didn't say, like, okay, we're going to do this, and then we're going to, like, say it. No, like, we didn't go up there with a plan at all. And Charlotte, his mother-in-law, or my mother-in-law, like, she's like, you want wine? And I was like, no, I'm fine. And later I found out she did that on purpose to see if I was going to order wine because she already kind of figured. And then anyway, like, we're all like, no, we get our drinks or whatever. And then Nick just says it out of nowhere. Well, I don't even know, like, you're like, we're pregnant or something. Like, he just drops it. Like, he just drops it on them. They're like, what? Oh my God, congratulations.
Whatever. I don't remember how it was said.
I don't remember, but it was just dropped. It was just dropped, like, so we're pregnant. Like, it wasn't even like it's because we were nervous to tell them. We were nervous. Whereas with my brother, we, like, had a little box with balloons and for the gender. When we opened it to find out the boy, Ray and Lori. You don't even remember. He's horrible. I create all these special memories, and he doesn't remember them. Obviously, they weren't that adult. Just kidding. I had a phantom insanity or a python.
I don't remember. I don't remember.
I don't like. I'm not a reptile person. I just don't like any kind of reptile. I don't know, guys. I can remember.
Well, I don't know either, but let's just say it's been fun telling you all these stories because we're coming to the end.
Yeah,
so
we are coming to an end.
We're wrapping it up now. We can answer any
If you-
questions or talk about anything you guys want.
If you haven't seen our newest video, go check it out. The
Go check it
Dinosaur
out.
Museum.
Don't forget to
Just
drop a
posted.
like for watching this. If you watched it all the way through,
Yeah. Thank you, Rival, for coming.
more stories.
We will. We'll give you more stories. It's hard to think on the spot. Like I thought this was gonna be like, and then now like when we were kind of trying to think of stories, like I was like, I don't know. Oh, we still didn't do the solution.
Yee, Night Owl. They got on it.
Night
They took it
Owl.
this morning and they were spraying it. I
We're
was
leaving.
mad at them.
We are leaving, Night Owl.
We are. You're gonna have to watch the replay and
I'm so
listen to all our
sorry.
beautiful stories and enjoy them.
I hope
There
you,
were some
yeah.
good ones.
Yeah.
You'll learn a lot about us in watching the replay on this. I promise.
Yeah,
I
you
promise.
will. But thank you
We'll
guys
have
for
to do
tuning
another
in.
throwback something. More,
Throwback Thursday.
maybe more stories next Thursday.
Yeah,
Who
we'll
knows?
do more stories. We'll actually like write
Hey,
some stuff down.
Hey, we're on the schedule. We told you 7. All right, we told 7 p.m. Mountain Time.
But they're in Canada. Wait.
They
Aren't
can't
you
get
in
mad at
Canada?
us because we do.
Well, I guess Mountain Time. We said Mountain.
We do it.
We do it.
We try and stay consistent.
Bye, Rival.
Just giving
Thank
you
you
a hard
so
time.
much.
We love you, Night Owl.
Bye, Caden. Thanks for dropping
Thank
in.
you.
Thank you so
If you haven't
much.
hit that follow,
Yeah.
don't forget to hit the follow.
You'll get a cool little thing if you subscribe. If you're not subscribed to us, you'll get a cool shout out on the live stream.
Mhm.
Yep. Tell your friends, people. You'll get a live shout out. Just kidding. All right. Bye, guys.
Yep,
I gotta
Tuesdays
go. My
and
daughter.
Thursdays, 7 p.m. Mountain Time, usually for about an hour. Sometimes you
little
might get
late
extra
today.
from us.
Sorry.
Yeah,
We
today
had to
was
eat.
a little extra. Well, it's not extra. It's just long, not past 7.
Yeah.
Because we did start a little late. So
We
night,
did.
if we started on time, you would have missed us entirely. Just saying, I'm just giving you a hard time still.
Bye, Night Owl. Thank you for stopping in
Thank you
anyway.
for stopping in.
I'm gonna say hoo hoo to the Who crew. Bye.
DFB, thanks for stopping in.
DFB
For
and